Hi, I'm Morgan Hazelwood. I am a writer of fantasy and I don't know, space fantasy, which might be sci fi. Uh, I'm actively querying my fantasy novel, and you can find me everywhere. But I'm taking April and May off from writing, and I'm going to be working on some day job stuff tonight.
Hello. I am a little glitchy right now. Hang on, I'm trying to. There we go. Um, Hello, my name is CJ Bloyer, and I am a writer of things. And I'm not sure what I'm going to be writing, what I'm going to be working on tonight. Not really sure. Nonsense. The word is nonsense.
That sounds kind of really fun.
Hello, is anyone out there?
Two are watching right now, and one of them is me.
I'm the other. Hello, is anyone out there?
I can unmute myself. I was trying to be good and actually be muted. Yeah.
It was working earlier.
Yeah, my audio was coming through as well.
Aha!
So that's good to know.
Now you can see it. Okay, let's see. Does it work over here? It does. So I made this little background so we can show you the doc if we do it. It's just like a regular ass Google Doc, but yeah. So that's the thing I did. I just like my little background with David Lynch, so that's the whole reason you're saying that. Because I'm a dumbass. So yeah. God, it's been a long time since I streamed. And I didn't actually post the video until like 4 minutes ago or some shit.
I mean, that happened.
I forgot all about it. I was like, oh yeah, you're supposed to like make a video, aren't you? I'm dumb. Very dumb.
Details.
For my Sunday live stream, I try not to close StreamYard, like that tab, until I've created the next week's session after I leave it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I do it, before dinner, and sometimes I do it on like Thursday evening, or an hour before go time.
Right.
But it's best when I get to close that tab before Wednesday.
The problem I have with that is that I know that I miss people's streams because they posted them so long ago it doesn't show up.
I post it the week before.
Yeah, no, that doesn't. I am subbed to so many channels. Like I see like probably 400 videos a day. I just started paring it down some because I used to sub to every single channel that I did an author to.
I sub, but I only subscribe for notifications to like 5 of them.
Oh, I watch YouTube by subs.
Okay.
I open my sub window and scroll down to what I'm looking for. So, yeah, so like if you posted it a week ago, I very well might not get to it. And once you're live, it shows up, but like, I'm less likely to notice at that point because I'm more likely to be stuck somewhere.
Right. I've got notifications for like you, Sako, the convention I work for, and like, that might be it.
I think I have you.
I don't watch a lot.
I watch a lot of YouTube. I have notifications for you, my nephew.
I mean, honestly.
Tamara, Philip DeFranco. I think I have them for Dana, but Dana doesn't post as many videos right now, so it's hard for me to remember for sure. My podcast.
Obviously.
Which is ridiculous because I'm the one who posted the fucking thing. Why do I need a notification? I got that shit turned off.
To make sure it went up. To make sure it worked.
Right? I know I got a notification. That's all I know.
Yeah. So, on my podcast, I missed a couple weeks because my sound engineer / brother-in-law, I thought had uploaded, and he hadn't. And I just forgot to promo it or look.
Well, at least you didn't promo something that didn't go up.
True. I don't promo till I have a link.
That would be really embarrassing if you were like, go over to my blog site and check out my new blog, and it's like, there's nothing there.
That's one thing I absolutely hate about Facebook is you can schedule, hey, my video came out, but if it's not live yet, the preview will not show up. Yeah. And it'll be like, oh, it doesn't exist, and they've started so you can like refresh if you manually go in and say refresh, preview. Yeah. But, can't they just go out at press time and see if it's there?
Yeah, no, they're not. They don't give a shit.
I mean, the
Don't be
refresh
silly.
exists. The refresh exists. You think they could just like call that code when they push it out?
It bugs me that you can't set a premiere on an unlisted YouTube video too. Like, especially now that I'm doing the podcast, because there's 4 people in the podcast, so I don't want to put it up without the other 3 people approving what's in there, because you never know what's going to happen or what someone's going to say and whether or not they'll be comfortable with it going, especially because the themes in Twin Peaks are really heavy. So, like, I don't want somebody to, like, be uncomfortable with something I posted or later be like, I really don't wish you wouldn't have posted that. I'd rather just have them have the ability to tell me.
And you can't like replace the video with one that's slightly edited,
right?
And still keep all the comments and likes and stuff.
Yeah, well, and I can't just unlist it and schedule it and say, well, it's scheduled for Thursday, so watch it before then, or that's what's going to go up. I couldn't do that if I wanted to.
Yeah. So I uploaded a file, a video like a week or 2 ago. And, you know, I got some good feedback. I got, you know, a couple comments. And then somebody's like, oh, by the way, your audio's out of sync. Using the exact same hardware configuration I always use.
Yep.
And the video played fine on mine. And I'm like, what do I do? Do I re-upload and lose all my views, which is like 15?
Nope, you write in the top of the description, sorry, I just noticed that the audio's out of sync. It didn't do that on my computer. I'll try to check it out for the next one. And then you move on, because otherwise you just drive yourself nuts trying to fix shit that's already done.
Yeah, in the comments, I think I was like, thanks for letting me know. Audio and everything was the same. It's really encouraging to know that people actually watch this rather than just turn it on and listen to it while doing chores and things.
You know what? I may have seen that. Because I don't look at videos when I'm watching them most of the time. Like, I'm frequently, like, reading an article or checking Twitter or feeding my cows in my blocky farm.
I mean, priorities,
Right? Ugh.
My speaking of blocky cows, that reminded me of my niece because she loves Minecraft. She got a kitten on Monday.
Oh!
Best.
That's so exciting.
Year in her life, because her parents' cats were like elderly and boring, and you know, layabouts, and she always wanted her own kitten. Like, she's wanted to be a cat since she was like 2. Every birthday cake has had cats on it. She dresses like a cat every year for Halloween. Warrior cats is her favorite thing. She obsessed and made me play Cat's Tail for 2 hours when she was over here.
That's fantastic.
Girl has an obsession.
I think I just played that for like an hour just now.
Right? And the only 2 things she's ever really, really wanted in her life is her own kitten, and she says it like kitten with the like emphasis on the 10, which is adorable. And a sibling. And this year, within 2 months, she got a baby sister and her own kitten. And the cat's name is, right now it's Moonkit. It will become Moonpaw and then Moonflower, which is apparently an evolution thing that they do in like warrior cats.
That's adorable.
It is, right? I'm like, is it like Pokemon evolutions? I don't understand what's going on with the name change. But yeah, no.
I say go with it.
So, yeah, so.
Hello, Dana. Thank you for coming by.
Birthday, and it's the best day of her life.
Today's one of the best days of my recent history because I bought entirely too many tamales. I accidentally ordered a dozen more tamales than I thought I did.
Accidentally?
No, I meant to buy 3 and I bought 4.
I mean, that's not excessive.
No.
No, they'll be gone by Sunday for sure.
I mean,
I'm just gonna eat tamales for the next like 3 days. That's what's gonna happen.
I see nothing wrong with that.
It makes me super happy.
Yeah.
I love them.
As you should. They are delicious.
I did make a whole new background setup here on my for my AuthorTube stuff too. I did a new one for Twitch, and I did one for YouTube, and
Look
so
at
that's,
you being all productive and shit.
yeah. Yeah, I am. Why is it not showing up there, though? It's very strange. The timer isn't showing up. I wonder if it'll... Oh, there it goes. It's just... We have a hell of a fucking delay, apparently.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's like 15, 20 seconds.
That's a lot, though.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot.
You don't think about it being a lot, and then you're like
Yeah, no, it's...
watching, and you're like, oh, crap.
Yeah, it's a whole lot, especially given that, like, when we verbally say hello to somebody, like, that's a long time.
That was a long time ago.
Right. A good thing we don't have a more active chat tonight, or we'd be answering shit, like, way later.
Right?
It says my bit rate is low. There's a surprise. Comcast has been the worst fucking thing ever for the last...
Ugh.
I don't
So
know.
true.
They suck. They suck so hard.
As long as they've been alive.
And they suck no matter where you are.
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Like, if you say something bad about, like, a national company, frequently you'll have somebody be like, I don't know, the one by me's fine. I've never
Right.
heard anyone be like, yeah, Comcast really does what we need them to when we need them to. Like,
No,
no,
they're
they-
awful.
and they have to come out and check our stuff out because it sucks so hard right now.
Wow.
And they're like, they give us a date. It's fucking Sunday at 8 a.m.
Ew.
Who does that?
Sunday at 8 a.m. That's when
Shark
Comcast is coming to
weasels?
my fucking house.
Ugh.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You have my deepest sympathies.
It's
I have
especially-
to be up that early.
It's especially
But
annoying
no one
because
else
I'm
should
supposed to
have to be.
stream at 10.
Right?
So
Oh my
we'll see
goodness.
how that goes.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, I'll be up so I can put on makeup.
Right? Friend of mine has Verizon for like internet and phone and stuff. No,
Mhm.
not Verizon. Anyway, they have dial-up. They were told they could get DSL before they moved. They're like, this location. Verizon's like, yeah, you're good, you're good. Move-in date comes. They called to turn it on, and they're like, no, and we're never going there because it's rural and it's not worth the effort.
Wow.
They're too far from the hub, and if you're too far from the hub, the line degrades, and they're not ever going to go there. So
That's a lot of bullshit.
Right? And she's like a program manager, and he manages data centers. You know, maybe
yeah.
people who need some friggin' internet.
Wow.
So
That's obnoxious.
and their main like wired in hardline keeps going out. Like they've replaced 3 parts of the line, and today it just went out for no reason and then came back on.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So they little frothing today.
Yeah. Comcast did work on ours the other night and it got worse. They were like, it'll be better after we do the upgrades on the lines. No, it got worse.
Yeah.
In
Of course
what
it got worse.
universe? Are we talking about like this one,
They're
or are
horrid.
you giving internet access to like?
They're maniacs.
Thanos.
They're all maniacs.
I hate when people new and improve stuff and make it worse. I'm still salty over whatever Android update it was that took. You know, when you do voice to text, it used to give you different suggestions based on things it might have misheard.
Right.
Now, its suggestions are if you accidentally typoed. And I'm like, and it corrects your grammar, and you're like, no, that's the wrong word, and I didn't even say that word. And you have
Oh,
to go
that's
and
too
manually.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
doing too much. You need to calm down. Let me
Right?
write my own message.
Let's just go back to autocorrect suggesting things that sound like that rather
Yeah.
than typos. I'm like, you used to be better than this. I know you can do better. You've done it before. Why would you?
It's like
New and-
talking to an elementary school child.
Yeah. Yeah. It's new and wait, what's the opposite of improved?
New and
Degraded?
shittier.
Degraded. Sure, we'll go with that one.
That's nice.
I mean, that's kind of the functionality is degraded. That's for sure.
Yup.
All right, let's do a sprint.
Yes.
I'm gonna go grab a couple more tamales because I have an addiction, and then on the next round we'll start a merry-go-round story, and I'll go over it again because I don't think I had audio when that happened. So, all right, 15-minute sprint in 3, 2, 1, go. forgot I changed it. That was fun. Boop, boop. That was exciting. How did everybody do? Hi, Aphrodite and Wendy. Thank you both for coming. And Masienda, thank you for being here. Hello, hello. How are my friends? So how'd everybody do? Everybody who was here was doing things?
Working on some math.
I got 175.
I stared at Facebook, and when I realized there was 30 seconds left in the sprint, I looked for the window that told me what to do next on my day job thing I'm trying to get done that I've been not getting done since noon.
Fair enough.
Been there.
I got 336.
That's awesome.
I also went and put my dinner dishes away and gave my sister a letter opener so she can continue to go through the crap ton of shredding stuff that we are going to be taking to the great shred off tomorrow.
And if it doesn't go well, she can just off herself really dramatically.
Or set it all on fire. Escape in the
I mean, the tip of the letter opener is pretty sharp.
That's how you do it. You stab yourself. That's why it's dramatic.
Oh, okay.
Because you like stab yourself in
she'd
your
be okay with that.
in your jugular. Yeah.
I'm just saying, instead of shredding it, you could just burn it and watch the flames go up and then escape in the confusion.
Yeah, the problem is we're not allowed to burn things in town.
Yeah, we can't.
Like,
If we had like a fire pit or something. On the other hand,
No, I'm just saying, while sitting on the kitchen table in a pile of papers, just set it on fire and watch everything burn. And you wouldn't have to pack anything.
Yeah, but then we'd have to get all new stuff. We don't have money for that.
Oh, yeah.
For those who are in the comments who don't know, my sister and I are moving in like 6 weeks. It's just a lot of work.
How long have y'all been there?
4 years. Almost 4 years. It would be
Okay.
4 years in August.
That's
So.
a reasonable amount of time to move. Once you hit like 10 years, it starts to get ridiculous.
So,
And or if you cleaned out like a parent's house or something.
yeah.
I've never cleaned out a parent's house, but we used to help some family friends. He was an auctioneer
Oh.
for many years, and so I have been present and occasionally asked to be part of the cleaning out of estates.
Yeah, my late stepfather worked in the DC Metro and then commuted down to my mom's on weekends. And his apartment, his mother moved into a home about 20 years before he passed, and he moved most of the stuff into his apartment. There was a walkway.
No.
My mom didn't go up, and half the bed was covered in books. We found bags and bags from Borders that had been closed for 5, maybe 10 years at that point, with 2 to 3 books and the receipts still in them.
Wow.
Like, he mostly hoarded paper products, but the fridge died about 3 years before he did. It was mostly batteries and maybe one takeout thing, but it was so crowded that they couldn't get in to replace it, so he just piled more stuff in front of it.
Yeah, that's what happens in those situations, is that even like a clean hoard will complicate things and make it so that you can't get to things to fix them. So those people,
Right.
like, sometimes you'll find that those people have like spider problems or
Luckily not. He was on a ground floor apartment right next to the laundry room.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
uh,
Yeah,
somehow
but that's why
helped.
they tend to, like, you don't have to have like bags of feces in your house or
No.
400
Right.
cats to have
He
it get away from
had-
you.
A decommissioned 1970s aircraft spy camera in a case that came up to like here. He had a door from his parents' house. He had her walker from before the end. He
Yeah.
had like a 1920 steamer trunk.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Like,
sometimes those
He had
collections
National
are interesting.
Geographics for the last 50 years and just like so much stuff. Magazines piled. I mean, it was a very well insulated apartment.
Right?
Oh, but yeah, we got it cleared out, and
Well, and
everything had
honest-
to be replaced because the flooring was 30 years old at that point.
right.
Gosh,
I'll be honest, I did a lot of like purging before I moved here.
Yeah.
The last place I lived at, I'd lived there for 8 years.
Mhm.
And I had just moved a bunch of stuff for like the previous 6 or 8 years before that.
Right.
And just moved it from place to place, and it was just a bunch of storage. And so I was like, I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
And we're kind of, as we're packing, like I have a pile over here that is either going to go to Goodwill or it's going to try to get sold.
Right.
But like I think in the last 2 years, we've taken, I don't know, 8 or 10 significant size boxes to Goodwill, or well, not to Goodwill, but to the local thrift store.
Yeah.
So we are getting rid of stuff.
Right.
It's just now there's a time crunch.
Yeah.
well, we should start getting rolling. But
Yes.
now that we have people here, maybe I should explain the merry-go-round story. Do you guys want to do that? Do you mind doing that during the sprint? Like,
Yeah.
I'm cool with it.
So, I'm trying to think of what the easiest way is to do it because we don't all talk on the same platform.
Maybe just wait.
You know what? If it's just
I
going to
thought
be
it
us
was
on
on
screen,
Twitter. I thought it was a Google Doc, and we were just.
it is, but rather than us like chiming in over and over again to say it's your turn to write, but we can just use
We can
the
do it in
Zoom
the
chat
Yeah,
Zoom
yeah,
chat
yeah.
here, so that'll work.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna drop that. Okay, so let me explain. So I went through a long explanation and nobody heard it, so that's really sad because I don't feel like explaining the whole thing again.
I listen.
But so the idea of the merry-go-round story is that you write 3 lines, you cover up the top 2, and the person who goes next only gets your last line to jump off from to write the next 3 lines. Typically, like I used to do it by like folding paper over and whatnot, but I can't do that digitally. So we're going to use a Google Doc, and we are going to just white out the text that we wrote, the 2 top lines in the previous line from the other person. But now I've got to get to the Zoom chat to drop the link to the actual doc in. So I don't know, do you guys want me to start, and then which way do you want me to go? Oh, CJ ran off. I got tamale stuck in my teeth, sorry.
I mean,
It's worth it.
are you really sorry?
Not that much. I also, in my quest to bring them in the house, got a splinter under my fingernail. Hello, Spence! Welcome! Yeah, it was terrible. I thought I was dying. It, like, bled out from under my nail. It was really gross and looked like a horror movie effect.
Wow. I had a surprise splinter last week.
Yeah?
I mean, it wasn't really that surprising, but I didn't notice it go in. I just noticed it after. I was doing woodwork and sanding things, so how I got the splinter, not the mystery. Just, I don't remember my flesh sticking out like that. Plunk. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a fan of splinters, and our front door, the inside door, like, the frame, we can't replace a door frame. So there's splinters in the door frame. So, yeah. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and do that, and then after the sprint, or shortly after that, whenever we've done something there, we will do that. We'll read it and see how stupid it is. So that's exciting. We'll do 15 minutes, and do you want me to, CJ, do you want to take second, or you want to take third? All right, well,
I have no preference.
All right, then I'm going to do Morgan, then CJ. So, I will do my lines when we first start. So here we go. And 3, 2, 1. CJ, tell your phone to calm the fuck down. and that is time. How did everybody do? Hello, Jennifer. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
I wrote my bet, and then I got 100 words.
Awesome.
I actually checked something out, and I did your game thing, at least a little.
Awesome.
I missed my second turn, sorry.
That's all right. We can keep going. I got 165. Yeah,
Nice.
Sometimes it takes longer than others. It took me a long time to like actually figure out what the hell I was gonna say to start. Like, it's a little easier if you can just like see someone else's line and be like, it doesn't actually matter. This is all fuckery, so I'm just gonna go from this. But,
Right.
like, the starting person, it's like, oh, I actually have to like start something though.
I always wonder if like it would help if we started with a prompt.
I used to do that. I used to start with like a first line prompt, but that was back when I had a notebook of all of the first line prompts people gave me,
Right.
which is also where Shattered in my short story collection came from. So,
Cool.
Aphrodite got 269. Jennifer Brown showed up. And, yeah, so how'd everybody else do?
I also got promoted by the Angry app. I am now a committed operative.
Awesome. Morgan, you have a question in the chat
Ooh.
from Ms.
Okay.
Jennifer.
Let me go pop over there. I'm in the chat now. All you do is you give me your email and I will send you the interview information. And if your book is a good fit for my blog, then you go up either in a backlog like 3 months, but those are just put me up whenever people, if you have a sale or a book coming out, I try to line it up for the Tuesday of your release week. I pick Tuesdays because that's the day traditional publishers put all their books out. So,
That makes sense.
but yeah. Or you can email me at morgan.s.hazelwood@gmail.
There you go.
Try not to make it hard. I swear.
And while we're mentioning random things that we do, I also have this podcast
Ooh.
that I just started. So if you're interested
It's a
in
good
Twin
time.
Peaks, yeah. So it's
There's
me.
coffee and pie.
Yeah, it's me, CJ, Tamara, and Dana, and we're watching Twin Peaks and making fun of James's forehead. So
Awesome.
that's
I have a question.
Yeah.
Traditional podcasts are audio only. Is this like a YouTube podcast or just
it's
like
it's audio only. It is on YouTube.
Okay.
And the way it's set up is that we have commentary, like, maybe before, but after, but we also have the commentary through it, so then I go through and clip the audio out of the show that goes along with the commentary.
Gotcha. Okay,
So,
cool. That makes sense.
it's a lot of work, y'all! Go watch the damn podcast!
Right. The Anansi Storytime, the audio drama showcase thing, or thing I'm part of, also has an audio drama showcase where we listen to like one episode from different like stories podcasts, and we talk shit about it, and then we give our closing thoughts at the end. So I'm familiar with that format, definitely.
Yeah, and
Good time.
the thing about it that it makes it a little different than like every other Twin Peaks podcast under the sun, is that like, first of all, none of us is like a Twin Peaks historian, as one might call them, or like so obsessed they know everything. There's some stuff I don't.
Wait, you don't?
I don't. I certainly don't. No, not for pedantic fans of David Lynch. I don't. No.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But
What is his blood type?
yeah, I don't know.
A true fan would know.
I do know that, I believe, if I remember correctly, that Weird Al wears 10.5 size shoes, but that's just a thing I knew. I knew a lot of things. He also plays like a medium-sized accordion because he can't bounce around on stage if he uses a full size.
That makes sense.
I have a Weird Al thing. But, I lost track now. I talked about Weird Al. I got confused. Oh,
We're not
Twin Peaks. Okay.
Historians.
Yeah, so, like, I'm, like, relatively obsessed, but not obsessed enough to know all the lore. CJ is, like, into it, has watched it all, has seen it all more than once. Tamara's seen the whole thing one time, period. and Dana's never seen it before.
Ooh. So
So-
you have the like full gamut.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we have like this array of people who have different viewing familiarity with the work. So it's a lot of fun. And like Dana's also not just like a David Lynch person, because like if somebody had never seen Twin Peaks, but they're like a David Lynch person, it's gonna hit different. So she's not that kind of like she's seen David Lynch stuff. She actually saw Fire Walk with Me, but she doesn't remember it. So she doesn't know who killed Laura Palmer, because that is said in Fire Walk with Me, but she doesn't remember, so she doesn't know that. But yeah, it's
a good time. It's a little bit silly, but it's also super fun. And this is Tamara's talked about this. Sarah and Tamara and I watched the series through a year ago.
about that.
About a year ago, and we watched all three.
We finished
And we
like
watched-
right before Tamara moved back to the
The
continent.
continent.
Right. I remembered that.
Yeah.
And it's super fun to watch someone watch something you enjoy.
Yeah.
Especially something that's so weird.
Yeah.
Because it encourages a response, you know. It's not like watching General Hospital.
No.
Like, you know, you're just like, okay, yeah. Aha, yes, it's her twin. I
Right.
see. Oh, he did it for the
sometimes
insurance money.
Sometimes I wish that like Dana is incredibly expressive facially. And Tamara was like this too, like watching her.
Yeah. Yeah, they got
it
the
was-
loud
it's just-
faces.
Yeah, it's a super good time, and the comments that come out of it are just
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, we've had a very good time with it. So
Yeah.
All right.
highly
So
recommend.
done talking about Twin Peaks and my trying to promo my own shit while we're trying to
For a
work.
little bit.
All right, so why don't we do another sprint? We'll hopefully get this merry-go-round round going. Probably done by then, because it does move faster the further you get into it, because the more comfortable you get doing it. And
Right.
full
And I have
disclosure, it's
permission,
been yeah, and it's been like 7 years since I've done one, so it's a little new to me too. So, whoa! I just resized the timer box. Whoops. All right, here we go. Let's do another one in 3, 2, 1, go! right, that is time, y'all. How'd that go? What did everybody think? What'd you do? How'd you do?
I did horrible things to your story, and I'm trying to remember who to invite to this code review.
I'm hoping it's stupid and absolutely ridiculous. That's the idea. CJ, we're gonna read when you're done. It doesn't matter if it ends. It doesn't matter. That's not the point. Once in a while, though, you start doing a lot of them. Once in a while, you'll actually get to the end of a, like, it doesn't make any sense, but, like, there's an ending. How'd everybody do in the chat? Making progress. Sometimes progress is not measurable. That's frustrating for me sometimes when I'm like, I just want to know how much progress I've made, but there's not like a way to measure that thing. So
I like to make up metrics until I can like feel at least some productivity, which is why when I'm writing I do word count, and when editing I do pages, and
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I tried to do hours for a while, and, like, I'm gonna lie to myself about that. I'm absolutely gonna lie about that.
I mean, yeah, I was sitting there for 4 hours,
right.
But, like,
I didn't do anything.
How much of that was on social media?
Yeah. Yeah, that does not work for me, so. Aphrodite's son called. That happens.
Yay! Hopefully it's a good call and not I'm in trouble and or need money.
Right?
Maybe it's I just got a kitten.
Right? That's a good call. That's the best call.
I'm thinking about getting a cat, y'all.
I'm for it. I vote yes.
I mean, I have moderate allergies, but, you know, as long as it doesn't sleep on my pillow, I'll be fine. So, I don't know.
My sister has the same kind of thing, moderate allergies. And yeah, she does okay as long as she takes her meds.
Right.
When she's supposed to. She's not listening to me. Okay, yeah. I'm done.
All
Do
right.
I need to? I'm going to make you read it.
I'll read it. That's fine. I've got to switch over.
I haven't written in like 2 months. I didn't even know what was happening.
That's all right. That's the idea, is that it's totally stupid and it doesn't matter.
How do words work again?
Right? All right. So it is now on. Nope, not yet. Now it's on screen. Ta-da! I did a thing. Okay. This is going to make no sense, y'all, and that's the idea.
This is going to be so much fun.
Somewhere in the distance, Tabitha could hear a howling. Not a howling like a coyote or an upset dog, but a blood-curdling cry, like the sound you hear in a horror movie. She pulled her jacket around her body and shivered a bit. I did not want to know where that came from. The night was dark and the winds picked up and swirled around them. Let's just get the fuck out of here, she said, closing her eyes to the sight. She turned and fumbled for her keys. You're not going to drive, her bestie said. Give me those keys. What was that? Oh, somebody clicked on it. No, I think I will, she snapped. She wasn't even staggering. Just a small tingle at the base of her brain. She'd driven in way worse condition before and made it safely home without a single scratch. It did take her a moment to find the right key to her car, but anyone could have that issue. She slid into the seat and tried to get the key into the ignition as she was closing the door. Unfortunately, the key fell between the seat and the center console as the door slammed. She heard the howl again. This time it was nearer, almost as if it was right outside her car. She fumbled the keys into the ignition. Come on, she chanted under her breath as the engine rolled over. Why was it rolling over anyway? She shook this thought from her head, shifting the car into reverse, and slammed on the acceleration. The squeal of the car's tire was followed by the crunch of metal on metal. The impact jerked her forward. She smacked her head on the edge of the steering wheel. That hurt. She rubbed it absent-mindedly and then cranked the wheel and shifted into drive and slammed the accelerator once more. She felt a thud as she hit something, hoping it was one of the animals, but not knowing if they even were animals. She was scared, but not as scared as she was panicked. At this time, the fear would have to wait. At this moment, she had to get away. How dare that feeling? How dare this feeling haunt her and chase her? She hated being scared. She angrily swiped the tears, blurring her vision, and turned on the radio to drown out the thunderous beat of her heart. The road straightened out before her as Highway to Hell blasted from the speakers, startling a laugh out of her. I can't read, y'all. I don't read out loud almost ever. The squirrel in the seat next to her chattered companionably. He had found a small bag of stale popcorn under the seat and claimed it as his own. He offered her some, but she shook her head, pressing the gas harder. The grin on her face spread wider as the needle on the speedometer hit the red line. See? No sense. No sense at all.
There's a little continuity, but other than that,
Yeah, like, it's, wow, that they're fun. And the more people you get, the more confused people get, the more they just keep writing their own story.
There were no names in there.
There was one right at the beginning. Tabitha.
Yeah, but it was under the invisible part. The best is when everybody names a character.
Yeah.
Like, everyone just gives that character a different name.
She was this close to being named Sarah.
Well, she would have been Tabitha Sarah. It's okay. She had a bestie whose name was apparently Bestie.
Or Chatter and Chip Squirrel.
Oh, right, or a squirrel. I don't know.
Who tried to take the keys.
Aphrodite's not feeling the squirrel.
It was
got that ground squirrel.
There was a bit of a mood change there.
I ran out of seriousness. I'm sorry.
Oh no, we didn't need seriousness. That wasn't the point of that hot mess right there.
Oh, good.
All right. So thank you guys for doing that with me. I think we might try to do these a little more. And I think one of the things I'd like to do is try to incorporate some of our chatters, especially when we're a smaller group like tonight, to like have somebody from the chat, or even if we do like each person from the chat just pops in between us. So like the three of us would round and then a person from the chat, and then the three of us would round and then a person from the chat. Like
that
even
could be super fun.
Right, that could really add to the fuckery because they're really going to operate off of one line. Who's wrong about songs? Oh, her son.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he is probably wrong, I'm sure.
Children often are.
Yes.
I mean, even if they're adults, your children are.
Yes.
I'm 90%
Facts.
sure that, like, I am wrong at least 30% of the time when I argue with my mother. I'm sure she'd make that a higher number, but that's just...
Yeah, but the other, like, the difference there, you could, like, chalk up to generational, largely.
Yeah.
That is true.
Oh, Aphrodite, you're always welcome to be involved in my ridiculous games and shenanigans.
Yes.
You have an open, standing invite to shenanigans.
I mean, who doesn't enjoy a lot of shenanigan?
That's true.
Shenaniganing?
Shenanigan, banana?
Shenananananana.
Banana.
Banana. My momena. Shenana.
She said his ass is highly wrong. What's he wrong about? Give us what he's wrong about. I love me some 80s music. I'm powerless to Hall & Oates.
I mean,
I can confirm that.
It's a literal. That's like was my catchphrase at one point.
It's true.
And I also have an addiction to Huey Lewis in the News, but Huey Lewis makes me a little sad right now because of him being sick. Like he can't sing anymore.
Right.
So that makes me a little sad. So. Yeah.
Feel that.
I'll be back at it. I just got to get over my
your sadness.
Well, I got to pass by where that's when I think of when I hear his music.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy his music.
I
Tomfoolery. Okay, so it's like 8:38. Do we want to try to squeeze in one more sprint, or what do we want to do? I don't have a problem squeezing in another sprint if people want another sprint. I don't know, like, if our chat is interested in doing more sprints. What's everybody thinking? What are you guys feeling?
I could do either one.
I'm gonna be doing more work because I've gotta do what I just did 3 more times. So.
And I mean, we're done with the merry-go-round story, so at least then we can have one more uninterrupted sprint where we can just focus on our own stuff. I mean, that was fun, so I'm.
It was a lot of fun.
I'm hoping to do more of those, but yeah.
My goodness. I did a virtual. My sister got married and then or remarried and then had a baby, and so I'm gonna do a virtual baby shower and a virtual bridal shower, and the Mad Libs were definitely, you know, some of the more fun things you can do.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, my thing with Mad Libs is that it limits it a little bit, and also somebody has to write them.
Right. Yeah.
And like pick where to put those words and stuff. So like you either have to use pre-generated ones or you have to write some yourself. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like a good time. That sounds like me doing a bunch of work and then being sad about it later.
Luckily for like baby bridal shower things, they're pre-generated.
Right.
And
Right.
That's use them often enough that it would be a hassle.
Yeah, that was one of my concerns about the writing ones, though. Is like, even if I found some writing ones, how long could I milk that without having to just make a ton of my own?
I mean, you could probably cycle them.
Yeah, I don't know. It would get boring for me too, I think.
Yeah, but
I'm
you know,
easily
they're
bored too.
different each time. And if you have like, I don't know, a stack of 20, you're good for a year, and then, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway.
Just seasonal ones, spooky ones in October and September, and
I like spooky things all the time.
I mean, you could spook year round if you wanted.
I have a wax warmer that my boss gave me, and it is a mummy, and I don't ever put it away. It's always mummy season in my house.
Seems legit.
How long does chicken need to bake? Until it's a certain temperature inside, I think, is the actual right answer.
165 inside.
Okay.
Chicken has to be 165, right? Yeah, it has to be at least 165 inside.
I just know how to do things with my eyeballs. I know that drives Travis insane. Because he'll be like, how long do I cook it? I'm like, till it's golden brown. He's like, what the fuck does that mean? I'm like, till it's brown.
That's just because he wants to set a timer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he doesn't believe in cooking that doesn't involve a timer.
I should get him a stoneware baker.
I literally don't know how to cook with a timer. Like, you tell me to time something, I can't stop fucking with it.
It's the too much gene.
It is the too much gene. It's the Virgo of my Virgo, Aries, Gemini pieces. Okay, so I don't believe in astrology at all, but I'm a Gemini, and I frequently say that one of my Gemini pieces is a Virgo and the other one is an Aries.
Okay.
And that they can't live with each other.
I'm a Virgo. Hi. Nice to meet you. My ex-husband was a Gemini.
Yeah. My husband's also a Gemini. Our birthdays are 6 days apart.
So how do you ever...
They don't. No.
I mean, you'd have to make up your own decision and then get them to agree with you. I mean,
that's really what it is, essentially.
That's a lot.
Uh-huh.
Assuming...
It's entertaining to watch. I'm not going to lie.
There's also the flip side of, like, rather than 4 opposing opinions, you might have 3 sides that don't give a hoot and 1 side that actually cares about what you do next or what's for dinner, like tamales.
That's true. That's whatever part of me likes tamales is very strong. It's very strong.
And very right.
Yes, it is. It's the correct part of me. That's the best part.
Yeah.
Aphrodite is an Aries, as is the CJ over there.
CJ is an Aries.
I think my current boyfriend's in Aries. That's like end of March, right?
It's March 17th, March 18th through April. No, March 22nd through April something.
Yeah. So I'm dating an Aries right now.
Yeah.
Good times.
CJ's not the most chaotic of Aries. The parts of me that are chaotic are really, really chaotic.
I like to think that I, having met you and spent so much time with you, I gave you that part.
Aww.
No, I think you mellow me out, to be real.
That's probably
That doesn't even make sense.
No.
I'm a hot mess.
I'm the killjoy.
No, I'm a Virgo. I think I exist to kill joy. And be like, wait, can we have that in spreadsheet form?
What does it mean? What is Sagittarius? That's what my sister is.
I think that's what Tamara is, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Because her birthday's like 3 days after Cassie's.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know anything because I don't believe in that.
The
So.
one?
I don't know. I think it's a water sign.
Okay.
My knowledge of astrology is real limited.
Yeah, I don't have a lot. Okay. Oh no, it's the centaur with like the spear.
That sounds about right.
So it's a learned healer whose higher intelligence forms a bridge between earth and heaven.
Sure.
I got nothing to add to that.
Me neither.
No.
I had to goggle it.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know much about that. I know that I find it really funny for all of the reasons that are offensive to other people, so I'll...
I did thoroughly enjoy finding out that for your Chinese astrology, there's also a cycle of elements. So I'm both a puppy and a water puppy. So
that's super fun.
So Virgo makes me an earth sign, and I'm a water puppy. So I think I'm just a muddy bitch. I don't know.
Maybe you're a seal.
Oh, I could be a seal. That'd be cool.
You just want to stay away from dudes with clubs.
Clearly.
Right.
Stay far away from dudes with clubs, and you're good.
And penguins are delicious, right? Seals
I think so. Yes, I think that seals eat penguins.
Okay.
Yep.
And if not, I mean, you could just start.
You could be a trendsetter.
Right?
Trend-setting seal.
I think I did actually try some penguin or something like that in Iceland when I was in Iceland because they have random stuff.
I've heard that they have an interesting cuisine.
Because there's only so much you can hothouse grow.
Right.
So,
right. That makes sense.
Their entire population is smaller than, my college town.
Yeah.
So.
I went to high school with a couple of girls who I believe they lived here when they were young and went to Iceland and then came back. Like, I think their family is in Iceland, but I believe they lived here when they were young and then came back. But every once in a while I'd ask them to like say things for me because their language is amazingly interesting. It's like so unique and weird sounding.
Really, really is. When I went, I was going to WorldCon in Helsinki, and you can do the free layover for X number of days in Iceland because they're trying to like boost their tourism. And the friends who went with me were ready to kill me by day 2 of me saying, "How do you pronounce that?" And then me trying to guess on all the road signs and stuff. But apparently, if you want gorgeous weather, like the first couple weeks of August are,
Yeah.
gorgeous. It's like, 60s, maybe 70s, and they have like all of these waterfalls and steam just coming out of the earth all over the place. And
Here's my thing about Iceland.
Uh-huh.
It has to be almost a perfect country because they grow bananas there using volcanic heat.
Yeah.
How freaking amazing is that?
Yeah,
my
that's
only
kind of
sadness about having visited during the best weather of the year is that the sun didn't go down until like 11:30 and came up at like 4. And so my checklist of seeing the northern lights was not checked off yet.
Yeah. That makes
August,
sense.
apparently not the best time to see the northern lights.
Right.
Probably not, no.
We went blank for a second, and then we went, that's very weird. My internet's been crappy, so it's probably that. But
Curse you, Comcast.
yeah, last night I was on Twitch for 3 hours, and about 2.5 hours into it, I looked down, and it's like, you've been on for 10 minutes, and I'm like, what? And then I looked at OBS, and OBS is like, yeah, it's like I finished at like 3 hours and 20 minutes or something. And I'm just like, I don't know. I must have disconnected long enough for Twitch to call it a separate stream.
And we're like, you've never been here before. We don't know you.
Yeah, I don't know. Tired of the internet being a suck fest.
Right?
We did not sprint, and now it's 10 till. Do
we want to? That's okay. We talked about Iceland.
We did talk about Iceland. That's a fact. Why don't we go ahead and do our outros then?
I'm sorry, I talked too much.
Nope, you're fine. You're fine. I don't want us to go like hella late, and I think with as much as we're talking, that if we do another sprint, then we're looking at, another half hour later than... And rather than us just getting out of control in here, let's do this. Right? And also, then next week they can come back for a different merry-go-round story, and we'll do writing sprints then, and since we figured some of this out, it'll be a little more fluid, and it won't be quite as much of a shit show. So
I like the sound of that.
All right, so why don't we go the opposite way? We'll start with CJ. This way.
Hello. My name is CJ. I'm a writer of things. I'm actually not sure what kind of links I have down below. In theory, it's my link tree, but it could just be my Twitter and...
It's your Twitter and your thing. I don't have your link tree. It's your Twitter and your South Deer Island Chronicles. I also need to get that for the podcast because I didn't have it.
Yeah. I will send that to you. But yeah, follow me on Twitter. I enjoy retweeting when I turn my notifications on. And go read this at the Deer Island Chronicles if you feel like some free YA fantasy serial that isn't finished.
And is not currently being serialed.
And is not currently, yeah. Did I mention
Which means
I'm moving?
You can catch up.
Yeah, there's like 26 episodes.
Right. Like it's just that like you're on a break right now, so it's not. There's not going to be a lot more episodes when you get there.
Yeah. But so there are 26 for you to read. You can also catch me over on the Twin Freaks podcast under Sarah's channel. I'm here every Friday. And on the last Saturday of each month, I'm over on Tamara Woods' channel where we do Writer's Workshop. And this month we're reading So You Think You Want to Write a Novel? Or Are You Really Going to Write a Novel? I think it's called. Anyway, that's what we're doing. That would be next Saturday, right? No, 2 Saturdays.
2, yeah.
In 2 weeks. So, I think that's everything.
All right, Morgan.
Okay, hi, I'm Morgan Hazelwood, and you can find me everywhere as Morgan Hazelwood, except Twitter, where Morgan Hazelwood, Rue. And over on my blog, I'm not sharing fiction because I want to hang on to those first publication rights, but you can find me sharing writing tips and writerly musings, writing tips from the pros and writerly musings as I figure out what I'm doing. I'm actively querying my YA fantasy second world story, and so on the blog and the YouTubes, you can find the 5 components of a query letter this week. And over on the podcast, Writing Tips and Writerly Musings, it's how to find an agent for your novel. I also do author spotlights on Tuesdays. This week was Mary Helma, who writes middle grade and YA fantasy. And at the end of the month, I'm going to be at Balticon, which is an online, this year it's online and free. And I'll be talking techniques for plotting your novel and plotting character growth, even though I'm kind of a plantser. I'm not really sure why they put me on all these plotting panels, but whatever. So yeah, balticon.org. There's our guest of honor this year is Shannon McGuire. I'm so excited. But anyway, so yeah, you can find me at morganhazelwood.com, YouTube/Morgan Hazelwood.
Your link tree is down below too, so.
Oh, right, yeah.
So everything's down there.
And over to Sarah.
All right, and I am Sarah Sharnover, and this is my channel, and I'm back to being here after a hiatus and a camera break and a nervous breakdown. Not literally, but close. Yeah, so I am also now on the Twin Freaks podcast, which, there we go, I actually covered my camera, which is linked in the chat right now. It's also in my link tree, but I put it in the chat just for ease. And you should go check that out. And if you want to talk to me or anything, I'm on Twitter like all the time. DMs are open, so you can DM me. But if I start getting dicks, then that's gonna change. Yeah. Oh, I'm on Twitch. I'm on Twitch on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Central and Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Central, in theory, as long as Comcast doesn't fuck me Sunday morning. So, yes. Anyway, I think I've done enough to make sure that if I ever get monetized, this video will not be on that list. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful night. And, yeah, we will see you guys all in the next one. Bye!